Plaintiff Nicole Clark says the defendant is her younger sister, and ever since their parents passed away, she has expected Nicole to take care of her. Nicole claims the defendant is now a spoiled, negligent mother, and Nicole's suing her for a car and a parking ticket. Defendant Gwen Morrow admits that she and Nicole have had their ups and downs, but she feels like Nicole is bitter because she thinks Gwen had a better upbringing. Gwen insists she repaid Nicole for the parking ticket.
All right, tell me what happened.
Well, my sister, I kind of had a lot of assistance, well, with raising her, and my parents are deceased now, so she thinks that I'm supposed to take care of her. She has, I think, a princess complex. In school, she didn't complete school.
Well, there's nothing wrong with helping your minor sibling.
Well, the problem with
she is a minor, right?
No, she's not. She's 30, about to be 30.
30? You say she thinks you're supposed to take care of her.
One time I called 911 because I was not feeling good. And I had told her that I had her daughter because I always keep her kids. And I said, Gwen, you know, I'm not feeling good. She said, do you need me to come over there? I said, yes, I do. She said, well, I don't know if I have a way. So the whole night she never called me.
That's not true. That's not true, Your Honor.
The whole night she never called me. She didn't know if I died. She didn't know where her daughter was, if they CPS had them. So I didn't hear from her to the next day at 11. So consistently she keeps doing things to like she don't like me, and the more I help her, the more I get screwed.
What has she done to indicate she doesn't like you? It just sounds like she might be trifling.
Well, that
doesn't mean she doesn't like you.
Okay, thank you.
It just means that
thank you. Yeah, that's a way to look at it.
She has issues.
Okay.
Because I got a few people in my family who think I should take care of them, and have lived that way even before I was on television. Even when I was a struggling law student, working for the city and all that. Had a person in my family, they never worked, older than me. I had to take care of them and their child. So,
well, if they appreciate it, it's one thing.
Yeah, well, we showed the appreciation eating everything that didn't move out of the refrigerator when you went to work. Go ahead.
Well, since she was going through hard problems and hard times, I lent her my vehicle because I had another vehicle, and she has kids. So I said, you know what, keep the vehicle. You know, I just paid off all my tickets.
Was it total?
Total? No.
Oh, mine was.
Oh, okay.
Same scenario. They said, well, can I just use the vehicle or whatever? And it was total.
Well, that probably was better than this case scenario.
Oh,
okay. So
before we get to the car that you're suing about, let me allow her to give some background about your relationship. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, first, Your Honor, I mean, me and my sister were 8 years apart. Of course, I feel like every family or sister is going to have their ups and downs. I feel like she has bitterness in her heart towards me.
Why?
I mean, you ask why?
Yes, ma'am.
That would be a question that I would like to have the answer to, too. I mean,
does she help you?
She does help me, and at the same time...
Do you think most bitter people help the people they're bitter toward?
No.
Does that make sense to you?
No, but at the same time, she feels...
Let's try it again. Do you think she's bitter? Do you think she's bitter toward?
She's jealous. I feel like she's jealous. That's what I feel.
Okay. What do you think she's jealous of?
She feels like that we had different childhoods growing up, but I feel like we had the same childhood. I mean, I was in ballet, she was in ballet, I was in tap, she was in tap. I feel like we had the same childhood growing up.
So then what would she be jealous about?
That's, I guess.
Why are you jealous of her?
I didn't know I was jealous of her. but I can't tell you.
That's what it seems like to me. I mean,
What part is she jealous of?
She feels like I grew up better than she did. Her father wasn't there, my father was. So maybe she's jealous of that. I don't know.
I can tell you something, that in her childhood, she did get everything. She was spoiled. She was a little baby. She was a princess.
You sound jealous.
And so I had to do for me. And that actually turned out when I was younger, you know, I didn't too much like it, but hey, now I'm independent and I can take care of me, which she has never had a place without getting evicted.
That's not true. I've had my own place.
All right. She says you always expect her to take care of you and to handle your financial issues and your personal issues.
No, that's not true, because I had a job. I was working for 2 years, so therefore, plus I have 4 kids. She doesn't even stay in Texas, Dallas, Texas, so therefore, how can you help me? You don't even stay in the same city as me.
All right. And how about when she needed you with the illness? Did you show any concern?
At that
she
time,
said you didn't.
Yes, I did. At that time, I was without a car. I told her I would try to find a way over there to see if I could come and get my child to pick her up. She was like, well, the ambulance is here now, so I'm gonna need to know something now. But at that time,
Did you call her back? Tell the ambulance if they can hold on for a minute?
No.
She didn't call anybody back.
I called her back, and I was like, do you want me to come? And she was like, well, that's okay because they're leaving now. And I said, okay.
Okay.
I have if it's okay. When she said that I moved away and something about concern, I had to move away because I love my nieces and nephews and I love my sister. I came down and me and my sister had some cocktails and all of her kids were drinking. And
that's not true. That is not true, Your Honor.
I mean, one of them, the youngest one was 18 months. Gwen spilled a drink and she didn't get it up, so the little baby was sucking the drink off the floor.
That's not true.
I have a witness.
You watched
Really?
it?
Yeah, and I told her I said, get that up.
Oh,
then in the back, it was a drink. And then the other one came in there and her breath was smelled like liquor. So it's very difficult for me to have a relationship with her because it pains me to see my nieces and nephews the way that they live and the way that she lives.
And you assume they drink all the time?
No, I don't.
What are you
I'm just
talking
telling
about?
you
Live how?
How I see her living her lifestyle and with her children.
Right, that's
I'm
what
not
I'm
happy.
asking you. What?
Well, I don't think it was very good for all of her kids to be drunk.
I know, that was an isolated incident.
Okay,
Does she do that all the time?
Another incident, truancy issues, not going to school a lot. Another child, she is very rugged. It's a girl, and she's very rugged like a boy. She talks like a thug. Okay. And I think education is extremely important, and truancy issues. And
ma'am, we're going to go into the car, but I want you to defend yourself since she says you're not a good mother.
That is not true. First off, her child spilled the drink on my floor in my apartment.
We got that isolated incident. We got it. I don't believe that demonstrates you're a bad parent overall, but she's suggesting that you are because you don't follow up with your children attending school.
Yes, I do.
And that you have a child that has symptoms of thugism.
My child got the truancy because she was with her while I was in the hospital having my other child.
Okay.
So therefore, she didn't want to.
That was the only time?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get to the car. Let's get to the car. Let's get to the car. I got you. Go ahead.
Well, with the car, Your Honor, this jealous sister that I am, I gave her the vehicle and I said, you know what? I don't want you and your children to be without. It's actually my son's vehicle.
Gave or loaned?
Loaned.
When?
It was around November of 2009.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, anyway, I loaned it to her back and forth and kept taking it back. Because one time I loaned it to her, I said, Gwen, my tickets are cleared up. Don't get any tickets. The first week, she parked in the handicap spot. Bam, $600 ticket. I said, why would you do that? And I told you that, well, I had the kids in the car, so-and-so this, so-and-so that. I said, but still, if somebody's loaning you a vehicle, you don't go park in handicap.
Which I gave her $300 for that.
She did not give me $300 for that.
Continue.
Okay. So anyway, I lent her the vehicle. She's supposed to get inspection stickers on it. They're from the date that she got it, never got the inspection stickers on it. Didn't do any upkeep or anything. So now it needed a full fuel injector. So I said, okay, I wasn't going to ask her to pay for the fuel injector. I was going to pay for it myself. So I said, at the time, I didn't have the money to pay for it. So I talked to her every day. I said, okay, you know I'm going to get the car income tax and fix it up. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Okay, yeah, pick it up. So somebody calls me and says, where's your truck? I said, it's there, because I talk to her every day. I said, it's there. No, I haven't seen that since October. October 2012.
What did you find out?
Later on, I called her and I asked her, I said, where's the vehicle? She said, oh, it was towed and I didn't want to tell you because I thought you were going to be mad. And my truck, because I had moved to a different place, was packed, filled all the way up to the brim with sentimental items to me. So I lost all those items.
Okay.
And I said, well, why didn't you tell me they were going to tow the car, and then I could have came up and I got it. She didn't tell me that. Talk to me every day.
Tell me what happened.
Okay, she did loan me the car. She let me use it for about 4 or 5 years off and on. Whenever she would get mad, she would take the keys or she would take the vehicle. I mean, to me, why would I pay for inspection or maintenance on the truck when you keep taking the truck? I'm not fixing to pay for anything that I'm not driving.
What percentage of the time during the periods in which she said you could keep the car did she take it back and keep it? You say you used it for 4 or 5 years?
Off and on.
All right, so 4 years, that's 48 months. How many months do you think she denied you access out of that 48?
Maybe 12.
Okay, so 25% of the time?
And then
if you kept it 75% of the time, that's why.
Well, I did do some repairs to the truck.
Did you do the inspection, which is required by law?
No,
okay.
she got the sticker for me.
All right, got that part. Now, what happened to the car?
And then I got the repairs done most of the times whenever it needed to be done.
Let's talk about what happened to it ultimately when it came up missing.
What happened was I let her know that it was, at first, the apartments I stay in, they kept towing the vehicle.
Why?
Because at that time, the apartments hadn't had the resident stickers, so every time they towed it, they actually brought the car back. So at this time...
Why did they tow it in the first place?
That's why they brought it back. They
no tags,
several
no
times.
No, that's not why.
I know that. Go ahead, man. What happened to the car ultimately?
Okay, what happened to the car, it was in the KFC parking lot across the street from the apartments. They came up to me, told me they were going to tow it because the KFC had been sold, and he was like, it had been sitting there for 1.5 years, so...
Why did you leave it there for 1.5 years?
She left it. She took the keys when she got mad. She left it there for 1.5 years. She
left it there for 1.5 years?
It wasn't a year.
And never came back? You didn't have the keys for 1.5 years?
No, sir.
You didn't have the keys when they took it to the tow yard?
No, sir.
She had left it there. You hadn't touched it for 1.5 years.
No, sir.
By the time they came to tow it?
No, sir.
Ma'am?
That is not true. That car, it sat there for a while.
Did you have the keys when it was
Yes, I did.
towed?
It wasn't towed. She sold it.
How did she get the keys? If you were the last person with the keys.
She sold it for scrap. And it was worth, the Blue Book value was $2,700.
Ma'am, did you sell it?
For scrap. She told me she sold it for $50. No title.
What is wrong with you? Are you stable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you sell it?
They told me they were going to tow it. They said
So is that a yes? Did you sell it?
Yes, sir. They told
All right,
me
something
either
wrong with you. 3309 is your judgment, ma'am. This woman used your car and then sold it. Have a good day.
I love you. Now you see how horrible that was. You didn't think that was very bad what you did.
I didn't say it wasn't bad. I did not say it wasn't bad. Not one time. It was sitting over there for 1.5 years.
It doesn't matter if it was sitting there for 5 years. You don't sell a car that's not yours.
So therefore, I couldn't tell you that.
I didn't told you not to call me no more. Well, that's why the police report was done, and you better be glad we did this because you could have went to jail over it.